Thought we did what we were supposed to do, executed very well and challenged our team to practice well and prepare well, and they did that. Come out in all three phases, play the kind of game we could. Was very happy with that. Wish could have got a few more guys some work later in the game, but we had to plan to get some of those young guys more, but that was just the circumstances with the weather and the situations that occurred. Wake's playing very well. Had a great win against North Carolina. Played typical Wake football, do the things they got to do, and got a very good football team. And we'll definitely have to have our hands full. We need to play a great game this week to be able to compete and do the things we need to do for our team. So, but looking forward to it, looking for a great challenge, and that's our first ACC opener, and it's an interdivisional game, so it's a double whammy. So we need to be dotting I's, crossing T's, and making sure we're ready to play. You got to have adversity. Hopefully you try to create those situations in practice. That happens in practice. Like you'll see the defense get up on top of us, or then you'll see the offense start dominating the defense, and then they get punched in the mouth. And I think we saw that during camp a bunch. Both sides really dominating one side, and the other side would then learn to fight back. But until you do it in the game, I think it's different. I still think you have to understand that. That's why we scrimmage at 12:30 every day. That's why our scrimmages were at 12:30 all the way through fall camp. If you go back and look at it, every scrimmage we had, a lot of things we did was at noon. Our kids that's a favorite time to play. They like playing at then. They like the night game and environment, but for kids, they like to get up, get out of bed, get going, and play, and just like they do in practice a lot. You know what I mean? Early morning games, and I feel very comfortable in that. And we made a big emphasis of that in camp.
And anytime you play, a team that's well coached, guys that are going to be in their drop zones where they're supposed to be. And that makes it not necessarily easy, but, better for you as an offensive player because you know where they're going to be lined up. You just got to recognize the coverage, and that's where it'll be. So I think we'll definitely we got to go out there and, do what we're supposed to do. Execute like we've been doing these past 2 weeks. Granted, the competition is going to be a lot greater this week, but we can do it. I probably ran like 3% of our playbook, in those games. So, it might pose a tough week for Wake Forest to prepare for all the things that we can do as an offense. But, it just gave the guys the confidence that they need going into this third game, going into a big ACC game for us. So I would just say it's definitely a confidence booster. Yeah, we were upset. First off, it was our third loss in a row. We had all these high expectations of what we wanted to do as a season or as a team. And then we go up to Wake and we lose. That's obviously not what we had planned. We were trying to use that game as a game to get back on track. And, I wish I could have played the whole game. Wasn't able to. And I didn't know how my shoulder was going to react and all that kind of stuff. But, just like any loss, man, you're not going to say, oh, this loss is worse than the other. Obviously, the fashion of how you lose may wear on you a little bit. But, those guys made more plays. We made a few mistakes, and they were able to score more points and win the game. So, honestly, I could just say it sucked. It was a bad feeling.